Hello, my friends. Today I would like to tell you about some issues in the relationships, why the relationships might not happen, or why the person may not have happy relationships in their life, and what to do about it astrologically. So, first of all, when I review the chart of a person who comes to me with a problem that the relationship is not working, I look at their lagna, which is the first house of the horoscope. If the first house of the horoscope is strong enough, meaning that the person has strong character, the person has good health, the person's psychology is in the proper order, then there is enough potential for building the proper relationships. Then the second thing why the relationship might not be working well for the person is the concentration of a lot of planets in one house, meaning that one of the houses in the chart becomes overactive. Overactive means that the person is spending a lot of energy for acting within the area of that house. So for example, if the third house of the horoscope has 3 or 4 planets, it means that the person is very ambitious, that the person is very much focused on fulfilling their desires related to their talents, their communications, their friendships, and there might not be enough energy for building the relationships. So if that's the case, if one of the houses of the horoscope becomes overactive, my recommendation would be to balance that house, to kind of distribute the energy through deliberate effort towards the areas that require that energy. In your case, it would be the relationships, attention to the one who is your partner, if you have a partner, or if there is no partner, allow the time and effort to meet that person and to be in a relationship with that person. So we discussed the first issue in the relationships is when one of the houses of the horoscope is overactive by having 3 or 4 planets in the house. Another thing could be is that the male planets in the horoscope become very active and they're sitting in the Kendras, which means that the person, so the male planets such as Saturn, Sun, and Jupiter, if they are in the Kendras and the female planets are weaker than the male planets, then in that case, the person might have enough energy to achieve the results, to be a good professional, to be very successful in their career, in their business. But again, the person might not be focusing on the other side, which is the relationship building. Why? Because there is a disbalance. A lot of energies is concentrated on the male side, meaning that the person is acting more within the male energies and not allowing enough time or effort towards the female energy. And female energies are actually the ones that require the relationships, the ones that actually create, because they are more soft, they are the energies that require attention, require exchange of love. Okay, and the male planets in our chart are usually Venus and Venus. We can tell how much the person is in connection within themselves, in love within themselves, meaning that they can be satisfied when they are by themselves. They can create a harmonious environment around themselves. And by the moon, we can tell how much the person is balanced emotionally, and if their emotional energy and psychological energy is sufficient to handle not only themselves but also a person next to them, which is the relationships. Therefore, if we are seeing that moon or Venus are weakened or even damaged by evil planets, which can be Mars, Saturn, and Rahu, then my recommendation would be to work on those planets and to create that balance of a male and female energies. And if you're seeing that you're doing good when you're by yourself, you're doing good when you're working hard, and you're great at your career, and you're getting education after education, and you're successful at it, but you are missing that piece, such as the relationship, happy relationship where you feel yourself, if you're a woman, then respected and accepted, and you are okay there to be gentle. But if you're a man, for example, you are saying that you're not meeting the proper woman in your life, or you don't have enough faith in a good relationships, or you had the damaging experience in the past that makes you not respect the woman, like women in general, then it means that Venus and Moon require some attention and harmonization. So on my Instagram, you can find some videos how to improve Sun in your horoscope, how to improve Moon in your horoscope, how to improve Venus in your horoscope. Follow those recommendations and improve those planets in your chart. But also study some psychology of the relationships, because by studying the psychology and also wisdom books, we increase the potential of our planets by the knowledge. And by improving our planets, their influence becomes much better, and we can find the proper person who can fill in like in our life, fit our life demands and our desires. So this is another reason why the relationships might not be working, is that the male energies are very strong and the female energies are suffering. And in that case, you need to improve the planets such as Moon and Venus to improve the female energies. Now, sometimes it is the case that the planets which are responsible for willpower, for responsibility, for morale are suffering. These planets are Sun, Mars, and Jupiter. And no relationships is possible without having those planets in a proper state. Why? Because without the morale, a relationship will not last. Without responsibility, it won't be long-term relationships. And without the will, there won't be the change. The person will not be able to go for a change, to fix their mistakes, and which will again cause the struggle. So if you are seeing that that's the case in your chart, take an action. Go and see how to improve the Sun in your horoscope, meaning that you need to respect the time, you need to respect responsibility, elders, all fatherly figures in your life. Respect the fatherly role in life of any person, including yours. And if there are any unresolved issues with your father, such as emotional or behavioral or anything, look for help, work with a psychologist, or do it by yourself. There is enough information online nowadays. There is a lot of books on how to digest different experiences and emotions. Therefore, you can improve your Sun in your horoscope. Now, if the Jupiter is weak, meaning that the morale is suffering and you're unable to do what you said, to respect the order or traditions in the family, you may feel that you're neglecting kids and responsibilities, then look for your Jupiter and learn the family rules, the laws that govern the family life. A little bit of psychology will help you in that case. See how to raise the kids in a proper environment. It also relates to responsibility. Basically, Jupiter and Sun are a little bit, connected here, because Sun represents responsibility and also ability to have good kids, but Jupiter is also how we bring up the kids. How are we able to be morally and ethically correct in order to bring up our kids in the environment that will be healthy for them, and so that they basically, to give them the chance to be happy and to teach them that skill, so that when they grow, they become self-sufficient adults. So that comes from the Jupiter. If you're seeing that this is missing in your life, you need to work on that area. Now, Mars, people with weak Mars, they usually neglect their mistakes. They don't take action. They are afraid to speak up or stand up for themselves. They're afraid of saying no, and they can come home and reload all of that, aggressiveness towards those who are around them, and it's very hard to tolerate in the family. Therefore, if that's the case, you need to improve your Mars. Basically, act on time. When there is a situation of a conflict, try to be fair. Okay, if you are feeling that you cannot manage your anger, take your time. Make a take your time and then speak up later when you are in control. Learn to resolve the issues in a proper state of mind when you are concentrated and when you can stand up for yourself, when you have enough facts. And then step by step, basically that skill will be in place. Also, what helps to improve your Mars is doing sports, because it requires the willpower. Living a healthy lifestyle. Why healthy lifestyle? Because when something difficult happens, people usually try to to eat something, to basically, how to explain, if there is a bad emotion, like usually women, they try to take some chocolate, or men, they may go and get some alcohol in order to relax, but that doesn't build the power. It doesn't build your ability to go through the situation, and Mars doesn't get improved, and you may change the relationships after the relationships. Why? Because there is not enough energy to fix the issue, to get to be strong in a conflict situation, to be strong in a situation which requires you to fix your own behavior, or to admit the mistake and to apologize. That's all Mars. Therefore, when something like that happens, don't go to the food or easy solutions right away, because they won't be helpful. Do some sports. Create some plan on how to overcome that issue in your life. Follow that plan. You can start with maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 steps at a time, but make sure that you fulfill them and move on, go on with that. And then in some time, you will notice how your Mars gets improved and you become stronger, and the issues that you might had in the past that would create like a very negative emotion would be replaced by the positive experience that will create a positive emotion and will give you enough strength and enough belief that the future and the relationships are bringing success in your life. So I have described 3 issues for the relationship, why the relationships might not work. So first of all, overactive houses of the horoscope, which needs to be balanced. Second thing, the male energies overcome the female energies, meaning that the person might have too much energy concentrated in the male planets, and the female planets are missing their energy, which doesn't allow the proper balance for creation, the healthy relationships. And damaged or weakened planets responsible for morale, responsibility, and willpower. That was a general description. Of course, everybody's situation is very unique, and if you have any questions or if you need any help with understanding your own situation, because it also depends on the periods, on the transits, on the degrees, and many other factors which are possible to review and discuss during a personal consultation, book the consultation with me and I will be happy to help you. If you found it helpful, and if you like that video, give me your likes, share it with your friends, and I will be looking forward to seeing you soon in my future videos. All the best to you.